Good afternoon, Dr. Arezes. It's an honor to welcome you to the International ORB Foundation Executive Interview Series 2025. The series highlights pioneers in occupational health and safety, and this year is especially significant as we prepare for the 25th anniversary of the ORB Foundation in Cartagena de Indias, Colombia. We are delighted to have you with us today.
Thank you so much, Lilia. It's also my pleasure to be here, and thank you for the invitation.
Thank you so much. Let me introduce you to our audience. So, today we are privileged to speak with Dr. Pedro Arezes, a leading expert in workplace ergonomics and occupational safety. He is serving as Dean of the School of Engineering at the University of Minho, Portugal. His research focuses on integrating ergonomics into lean production, assessing workplace risks, and improving safety culture. Is everything correct?
Yeah, that's right. The one thing that I want to emphasize is that I am Dean of the School of Engineering for almost 6 years now, and it's a full-time job, so I'm a little bit apart from my research duties in a very detailed involvement, but of course I'll be more than happy to talk about our research efforts related with occupational safety and health, of course.
Thank you so much for the clarification. So, before we dive into the questions, let me give our audience a quick roadmap to the today's discussion. So, we will start with how the University of Minho is driving progress in occupational safety. Then, we will take a look at modern technologies. We will also explore future trends in occupational health and safety. And finally, we will dive a bit deeper into the 25th anniversary of the International ORB Foundation. Shall we start, Dr. Arezes?
Sure, let's go ahead, please.
Great. So, education and research play a key role in advancing workplace safety. So, as Dean of the School of Engineering and an expert in human factors engineering, how has your institution contributed to advancing occupational safety and health?
Well, being Dean of the School of Engineering here in the University of Minho in Portugal, in the north of Portugal, I am proud to say that our institution has made significant contributions to advancing the occupational safety and health, not only because I'm currently the Dean and my background is related with occupational safety and health, but because the institution was a pioneer university in Portugal with some specific and devoted programs to occupational safety and health. So occupational safety and health is part of our DNA at Minho. And of course, our efforts cross the areas of education, research, and as well as industry collaboration. In terms of education, we have integrated OSH principles into our engineering curricula, and we ensure that the future engineers prioritize safety and health in their designs and processes. So we basically have at least a curricular unit of OSH within all the programs in engineering. And we also offer specialized or detailed programs and courses focused on ergonomics, risk management, human factors. The main idea is to provide students with knowledge and tools to address real-world OSH challenges. For instance, we have a lot of programs, most of them touch also this area, but at least we have one master that is fully devoted to occupational health and safety, which is what we call Master Science in Human Engineering. So the focus is the human or the worker, but in the broad sense is the human. And we also have a PhD. We have a few PhD theses that are devoted also to OSH topics. But of course, the main area within the School of Engineering perhaps is industrial engineering. I think industrial engineering is the one is the area where most of the PhD thesis in occupational safety and health topics, or at least addressing some of the occupational safety and health topics, are being developed. Well, and I can say also that in terms of research, University of Minho has been at the forefront of developing innovative and creative solutions to improve workplace safety. We had a lot of, and we still have actually, some projects, some R&D projects with both larger companies, but also with some SMEs that are on our regional context. But I will emphasize at least two projects that we are currently developing. One is with the German company Bosch, in which we are developing a lot of work lines, and some of them are fully devoted to the workplace safety and workplace ergonomics at the Bosch plants. And the other one is a little bit more to the side of ergonomics, but we are working with a Portuguese startup, but a very high-profile company. The name is Sensei, because Sensei is within a very large company group in Portugal called Sonai, and we are developing the supermarkets of the future, in which the supermarket is completely and fully autonomous. So the solutions that we are designing for this program it applies a lot of times to workplaces as well, because we use several spectra of sensors, and all those sensors and the knowledge that we are acquiring through those sensors can be also applied to workplace. And of course, with the industry, we keep a strong partnership with the industry and also with government agencies, which enable us to translate some of our research into practice, which is, at the end of the day, it's mostly our goal. And by collaborating with companies and organizations, we also are helping them to implement OSH strategies, which ultimately lead to safer workplaces as well. And well, just to finish this first question, I will say that in a step further, and being Dean of Engineering, we are now putting very much the hotspot on the work conditions of our workers, not to ensure safety or safe and health work conditions, because those, I think, we are already reached. But I think we are on a step further to have what we call now a happy organization. So the main goal now is to ensure that we are also considering and managing this organization as a happy organization where people want and love to work with or work in, actually.
Wow, these are some impressive initiatives. And if I can ask, how has it been received by industry professionals?
Well, very positively. Actually, you know that sometimes we have like a struggle between the people from academia and people from industry. We are always saying that we talk different languages, and sometimes we are in a kind of fight between, we have different perspectives, how to evolve, how to develop strategies. But it was really surprising for me that working with those companies, I can see now that most of the time we align our strategies, and they are really parallel. So they are not different. Well, sometimes we have different names for the things, sometimes we have different goals in terms of the term. Sometimes for the academia, they are short-term goals. For the industry, they are long-time goals. But at the end of the day, you can see that we basically fight for the same thing, which was very positive for me to acknowledge.
It is my pleasure hearing this. So let us move to the next topic. Modern technologies like artificial intelligence are rapidly transforming the way we work. So, Dr. Arezes, your work includes exploring the intersection of ergonomics and emerging technologies. How do you see artificial intelligence and collaborative robotics reshaping workplace safety?
Well, thank you for the question, which I think I can obviously have my opinion, but to be honest, it's an opinion that is quite general because AI and robotics or collaborative robotics have been topics of discussion almost all over. Actually, we are very exposed to the opinion of experts on these domains, and they are all saying not the same things, but different aspects of the same things. And also, in my opinion, I think that AI and collaborative robotics are transforming workplace safety, and they are transforming the workplace safety because the potential to reduce risks and enhancing efficiency is very high. Well, for instance, with AI, you can predict and prevent accidents through real-time monitoring and data analysis, while with collaborative robots, you can plan to handle hazards or repetitive tasks with minimizing human exposure to that. So those aspects, I think, are general, and we all agree that both AI and collaborative robotics can improve very significantly the workplace safety. However, as many experts have been alerting us, there are some ethical considerations that are critical and we should consider. For instance, organizations must ensure transparency about how to use the AI systems or the AI algorithms. So we need to ensure that they are clear, the rules are clear, that they are not biased. And of course, we need also to protect workers' privacy and to secure data that are private data about workers. So that's also an important, because sometimes we want to reach some predefined goals, and we are very much focused on the goals, and we just forget those ethical considerations. And you can see that on several aspects. Well, not so many related with safety, but you can see at the commercial level that sometimes ethical considerations were not considered for sure. And one thing that I think that we should also focus is on retraining workers that are impacted by these technologies. There is some, let's say, fear from most of the workers that their workplaces will be finished because AI and robots are coming and they will take over from all those old workplaces, and they will be unemployed for sure. And I think that we can try to explain to them that those technologies, they will establish new levels of efficiency, but without taking apart all the human intervention on the workplaces. So I don't think there is a huge risk of being everyone being unemployed because of those technologies. And of course, at the end of the day, these innovations should enhance safety, but while empowering workers, of course, and fostering also inclusive and workplaces that are equitable. At least is my wish, actually.
Thank you so much for your response. And building up on ethics, do you think companies are prioritizing it enough, or is there still work to be done?
Well, I think there's still a lot to be done, because as I told you before, my perception is that some of the companies are just thinking about these tools in a commercial way, in a way to improve very much the business that they are running, and not so much in terms of improving the organization or the company itself. But of course, there's a lot of differences between CEOs and company management boards. And I think that right now, and because also of events like ORP and all the group that are involved by the foundation, I think that companies are now, even small and medium companies, are taking a little bit of their attention, not only for their businesses, but also to their specific organization, because they know that they will just succeed in terms of business if their organization is a healthy organization and eventually a happy organization as well.
For sure. And moving on, as technologies continue to evolve, so does the broader field of occupational health and safety. So let us take a look at the trends. What transformative trends or innovations do you anticipate will shape the field of occupational health and safety in the coming decade?
Well, in the coming decade, I probably anticipate the same transformative trends that most of the people are already expecting. It's not, I don't have like a specific trend that it's very, very peculiar, and but I share with most of the pundits that are commenting about these technologies. So I think obviously that digitalization would play a key role with technologies like AI, but also Internet of Things and big data and so on. They probably will enable predictive safety systems and basically real-time risk monitoring. I think that the next years we will see a lot of solutions or tools for real-time risk monitoring, because we are using wearables, we are using a lot of sensors. Sensors are becoming less costly and very small. So basically, we have access to sensors that a few years ago it was almost impossible to use them to provide insights into workers' health. And of course, when you work with virtual and augmented reality, this will also make a revolution by training workers in other scenarios, and of course, leading them to plan and to make an intervention to make those workplaces like safe environments. So I think sensors probably are the major issue here. And of course, additionally, in a different sense, well, not so much related with technology, which is, as you know, my main domain, being in the School of Engineering, but I think, and I can see also at the School of Engineering here, that there is a growing focus on mental health and well-being. And I think that those issues will integrate what we call psychosocial risks into OSH strategies. I think that this will be also a major issue in the coming decade. And of course, sustainability will also drive change with safer, eco-friendly practices that will become for sure a priority for companies too.
That's a compelling vision for the future. And what about collaborative efforts? How do you think is the collaboration in the field of occupational health and safety?
I think collaboration is a major issue as well. You know that being in academia, in universities, collaborations and partnerships are also with us since the beginning of the university. So it means that to foster knowledge around the specific area, you can't be alone, actually. And currently, it's almost impossible to be alone. You can't develop something alone. All the projects that we have are in consortia. All the projects are with international partners. all the activities, I will say that all the activities that we are doing is based on our partnerships. So we are not in an isolated island, and we foster all those partnerships. For companies, is a little bit different because sometimes companies are developing a business that is very much focused on specific knowledge that only that company possess, and sometimes they think that they can organize all the business process alone, but I don't think is the case right now. As far as I see from where I'm seated now, I see that almost every day companies are knocking on our door just to propose us to work in a partnership with them, not only to develop creative products, but also to help them to overcome some of their obstacles, being technological obstacles, but also organizational problems. And I think they are much more open or open-minded to establish partnerships right now than in a few years ago, I'm pretty sure.
Thank you so much for sharing your opinion. Collaboration is indeed of key importance. So, by the way, what topics would you like to see emphasized at the 25th anniversary of the International Orby Foundation in Cartagena, India?
Well, first of all, I would like to see it personally because I intend to go to the event in Colombia. I'll do my best to be there, and yeah, at commemorating 25 years since the beginning of the foundation, I would like to see, of course, the main topics that we are addressing now. For instance, emphasis on the integration of emerging technologies like AI, IoT, and robotics into OSH practices. So I want to see companies, I want to see academia presenting their cases and their projects and showing us that the new trend will be this emerging or this merging between technologies and our OSH practices. But as I told you before, I'm also very much concerned about the topic of mental health. So topics such as mental health in the workplaces, addressing psychosocial risks and promoting a culture of well-being, I think they are equally crucial in to address in this event. And as I told you, nothing new, but I would also suggest to discuss on sustainability of the occupational safety and health. So this is very much an important topic to ensure that we are leading this area, this domain in a sustainable way, that we are promoting and we are trying to bring in the actors that will be working on this domain in the future. So it's also important to involve the new generations. Sometimes we go, for instance, here at the university, sometimes I go to an event of a specific area. There are a lot of experts there, but I noticed that they are all, well, I won't say old, but people with more than 55 or 60 years, and there's no young people there. And I'm very much concerned with those areas that it's not attractive for young people. So I think OSH is in a very attractive area for young people, but of course, all those like me that are involved for now 30 years now in these domains, we should put an effort to make it more attractive to young generations. That's the way to keep it sustainable as well. And additionally, I think that we also need at the event to foster the global collaboration to address regional disparities in OSH standards. For instance, if we are talking about a world event, and you can see people there at the event that are coming from several parts of the world, And actually, you can see, it's very easy to see that we are dealing with very different scenarios. You can see countries in which OSH is still in a very incipient and starting point. And you can see developed countries in which OSH are already in a high level of implementing good practices. And I think that we need also to address these disparities and to make it more balanced. So we need to make this effort as a whole, and not only put some countries in a very good position, but knowing that some of the countries in the world are still very much in a lower stage of the good practices in OSH as well. And that's not so easy to the ORP to deal with all these issues, but I'm optimistic that the event will be of paramount importance to address all those issues too.
Thank you for such warm words. That is indeed a powerful focus. And what role do you think education and awareness play in advancing these discussions?
Yeah, they are really, really key points also. It seems like I'm repeating the same things, but I really, really believe that education, and of course, being at the university, I have to believe that, otherwise I should move to another job. But I think that education, and with the education, also the raising awareness of all these OSH issues are central to our activities, and are also central not only to develop the knowledge that we are using to support our practices in companies and in institutions like hospitals, and also at the universities, of course, because we are also a workplace, but especially because of my concern with the young generations. And I think that probably we should put some focus on what type of education and which strategies we are using to educate young people, just to ensure that they will be concerned with OSH. Because, as you know, there's a lot of complaining that the new generations are very much focused only on digital contents. And of course, we can produce digital contents on occupational health and safety, like this interview that we are recording. And I think those digital contents are really important, but at the same time, we need to show clearly to the young generations that there is a practical application of these contents in the workplaces. And when they are going to a workplace, they need to ensure that their workplaces is safe, and they will not take any impact on their health during their work life, of course.
This is a powerful point, and thank you for raising the issue of the younger generations to be involved into the field of health and safety. It is important to raise the awareness and the importance of this topic. Thank you so much for sharing your experience. And before we close, I would like to remind everyone that the 25th anniversary of the International ORP Foundation is just around the corner. Do you have any final thoughts or words of advice to our audience?
Well, just to thank you again, Lilia and ORP, for this opportunity to address some of my thoughts. They are not very exclusive thoughts, but I think it's also important to share and to discuss all these events. And my final word is just to invite everyone to come to Cartagena, because it's a beautiful place. And apart from that, is a forum where you can find experts from all over the world, and it's very, very important to discuss those issues with those experts around the world. So it's a very good opportunity to make it happen. And as I told you before, I'll do my best to be there. So I will say just the final word is see you in Cartagena.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you so much, and thanks to our audience. We look forward to seeing you all in Cartagena de Indias later this year. Take care, stay safe, and remember to stay connected by following the official channels of the International ORP Foundation. Have a nice day!